guys, what is up? Miscellaneous back from the video. Today I wanted to go over overpowered weapons and my idea behind them, some ones I'd like to tell you guys that I think are a little more overpowered than other ones, and ones that are kind of overused, or not even maybe overused, but overlooked. So, starting right into this, I want to say overpowered weapons are almost entirely relative. It depends entirely on the map, the player using it. For example, the dual scorpions on Kill Creek won't get you very far, even if you're an incredibly skilled Kill Creek player. But just in general, you need to keep an eye on what kind of skill sets the player has, whether they're good at sniping or good at close quarters combat. Even if you have a Tango 51, they are not probably going to be very good if they're a close quarters combat player that practices with SMGs all the time. So it really is relative. So looking at GP first, ones that I think are kind of overpowered for being GP weapons. The Tango 51 right off the bat, very easy to tell. A lot of you guys know that weapon. Thankfully it's a little higher rank, I do believe Captain 4. Next up is the M99-2. It was really popular when it first came out, and I don't know why it ever stopped being popular. It is probably one of the best snipers in the game. I can see why people wouldn't want to use it for quickscoping though, because it is a semi-automatic, meaning it stays in scope. Technically it is fully automatic, but same kind of shit, it stays in scope. Next up is the L96A1 Gile. When it's customized. Higher accuracy than a basic L9, you have actually useful camo, unlike the Arctic Wolf. And it has that very high consistent one-shot kill ratio with a silencer, so technically if you actually customize it, it's better than the NX standard variant, which is kind of odd, but in other words, it's a fantastic weapon. Next up is the M19 Silver customized with an extended magazine 2. The nice part about the M19 Silver is similar to the Gold, where it has an extra 7 shots. It doesn't just have the basic 14 shots, 7 and 7, it actually has, I do believe, 7 to 28 ratio. Compared to the 7 to 14 ratio. So if you get the extended magazine 2, you can get 2 magazines of 14 shots apiece. Really nice. Next up is the one that a lot of people actually don't use as much as I thought they would. Although in pistol only matches you see it a lot of full auto weapons are allowed. Full auto weapons in pistol only. G18 Carbon Black. It's basically a better version of the Cobra, which is strange once again because the Cobra is an NX standard variant. Next up, NX standard kind of really OP weapons. SG556 Mark II. It's an M416 that is even less recoil, especially now that the M416 series has been nerfed. I've said this 1,000 times. The SG556 Mark II is downright OP. I don't care what you say. It has a very consistent 4-shot kill at any range, has a very fast fire rate, super high accuracy, and is pretty much unparalleled by any other SMG or assault rifle at close ranges in my opinion. Obviously, I'm not including duels, which I'll get to in a minute. But then you have the Magpul and the Micro Uzi for the same reason. Magpul, you put an S1 suppressor on that, make the recoil practically 0, and you can run around and kill people very fast. The DPS, which is damage per shot, is incredibly high at close ranges, and is typically a very solid 3-shot, 4-shot kill at any kind of range, maybe 5-shot kill at maximum. And this is without a silencer, but if you put a silencer on it, a little less damage, but it's kind of worth it because you have a lower recoil. And the Micro Uzi, same thing, except it already has the silencer on it. It just has a higher damage of 36, so which is kind of like going into assault rifle range. Next up is the CZ Scorpion. It's the perfect combination between an assault rifle and an SMG. You can equip it fully with a sight suppressor and magazine. I would highly suggest an extended magazine 1, an iTech sight, and if you're looking for a suppressor, an S1 is the way to go, unless you want to go with the no flash. S3 is another great idea. Although if you rely on the scope a lot, you may prefer the S3 because of not screwing up the recoil pattern. In other words, it is basically a assault rifle with super high fast fire rate, and just has slightly lower damage, but for an SMG, the suppressor is not really going to hurt it very much because it has a ton of damage per an SMG. Next up are duels, and I don't think I need to explain this. Duels. Cha-ching! Next up is the WA 2000 Tactical. Basically, I've said this before, but it is pretty much an NX rare. NX standard, you can forge the WA 2000 Tactical, the WA 2000 into the WA 2000 Tactical with, I do believe it's reflex pallets or something like that. I forget what they're called. I haven't used them in a very long time. But WA 2000 Tactical, very consistently a one-shot kill, very fast spread recovery for a semi. 5 shots per magazine with 25 in spare, so 35 shots total. That is equivalent to some of the other ones like the TPG-1 Master. So we're looking at a lot of ammo. Next up is the Remington 1187P. It's basically a Maxus without a scope and a slightly less fast fire rate, but it still has a very nice damage drop-off, and it has a very fast reload. Finally, I'm going to say any full auto pistol. Honestly, I don't know why these were ever put into the game. They are awful. They ruin pistol only matches, which I used to love a lot because of my USP and M19s. But in general, any full auto pistol, the G18 Cobra, the Carbon Black, even the Bushmaster especially, that's the one that's pretty much overused everywhere. But any full auto pistol I think shouldn't be in the game. Pistols are pistols for the sake of being pistols. Next up are NX Rares. the SOP mod when it's customized, and the M416 CQB camo customized. I don't think I need to explain this, but pretty much low recoil, like lowest you can really get. Super high damage at even a high range, and just in general, overpowered weapons. They are overpowered in almost every single way. Next up is the TRGSE and the MSR. I do not include the TPG-1 Master due to the absolutely awful spread recovery and the overall spread, although it is very consistently a one-shot kill. Some people would digress with the MSR because it does tend to tank at longer ranges, but I would digress with the TRGSE because having the dual-time scope, while that's very cool, makes it hard for quick scoping in my opinion, because if you try to like scope in and scope out, I have issues with that when I decide not to shoot actually, so that's my personal kind of like beef with that. However, it does have 10 shots per magazine, which is a lot. I don't know how many it has in spare off the top of my head. I do believe it's 30, although it might be 20. I'm not 100% sure. The MSR, on the other hand, has a total of 40 shots, 5 per magazine with 35 in spare, with a silencer attached. That is amazing. It is one of the best quick-scoping guns in the game, super fast spread recovery, and low spread overall. Finally is the AK-103 gold-plated. I don't include the 74M because the gold-plated has a burst mode, which I find to be far superior. You can use it at a maximum range and almost be given headshots on a silver platter. Finally are the epics. All of the demonics. I don't think I need to explain those. Next up are the Ravens, Maxes, and Souzas. Souzas is basically what the M416 CQB used to be, except higher damage, better portability, and faster spread recovery, and just the general stuff. Faster reload, and it actually has 5 shots extra per magazine, which is also kind of like, The Maxes, I don't think I need to explain that. The Ravens is just in general an all-around perfect weapon. It's good for pretty much anything. It's a G36 series weapon, and you can put your own scope on it, so really pick your poison. That's about all I have to say for overpowered weapons, guys. Just some ideas and things that I think are overpowered and why I think they're overpowered. Sorry for this dragging out a bit longer than usual, but thank you for watching. Please rate, comment, subscribe, drop a like, check out the Facebook page and the TeamSpeak server, and I will see you guys in the next video. Shadowlance out.